Guys, Angela from Ash Meadow Studio. Y'all won't let me get away with anything, so I'm doing a quick flip through of the deer camp journal that I have made for the guy to take up with his friends. He goes every single year for 3 weeks to Michigan, and they go hunting and, do the whole staying out in the woods, and yeah. Anyway, that's what they do. I'm not that person at all, but he wanted something that he could give to them, to the family up there. Their name's the Searchers, and he wanted to give to the Searcher family something that they could record all their stories and their dad jokes and things that happen up there that they would want to remember. So anyway, this is it. I just made a quick little tassel you can pull off of it, put their name on it, just some little beads on there, some green stuff. I didn't frou-frou it up like I normally do, and that was a challenge. But anyway, I just made it really easy, so it just come off with a bulldog clip. I sewed it in. It's just 3 signatures. This is it from the top and from the side. And I used this leather to make a little, I just cut it and sewed around it, if you can see. I just made a little hole in it to hook on with a little hinge, and then also included it in the very back of this. And then Thrill of the Hunt is something that they have. I don't know my hunting terminology, so please forgive me, but I think it's where they dress the deer, maybe, wherever they hang them up and do the whole thing. Sorry, vegetarian friends. But they have, it's like engraved in the wood, and it says Thrill of the Hunt, and it's real big, and it's this thing that they have out there. So anyway, that's where I got that from. And I just put, it's got a strip of the leather, and then a piece of just card, the brown card, and I embossed that, and then I went ahead and embossed Thrill of the Hunt. I just typed it up, did it in red, and embossed that, and then added it with some brads. And this leather, actually, we got a new couch this past year, and the recliners were not working on the old one, and it was going to the dump. And he had it on the truck, and I go running out there, and I'm like, oh my God, hold on, I need that leather. So anyway, we sat out there with a straight razor and cut the leather off of it. So I have all kinds of like nice brown leather now that I can use for projects. Anyway, this is a picture. I just printed it off. It's not for sale, so I don't know if it's copyrighted or anything like that. I just used Mod Podge and a thick bristle brush so that I could kind of get the effects as if it was a painting. And then behind that, I just put some burlap and a piece of paper sewed around it and stitched. Anyway, and that's it. This is my first time playing with flannel, and I actually really like it. And I went and got a couple different colors now, and I think I'm going to do some winter journals with it just because I like the rustic look to it. Anyway, Ye Old Timers Deer Camp is the name of their deer camp. They also have that engraved on a sign above the cabin where they stay. And then I went through and looked up deer hunting and hunting quotes and that type of thing, and that's where I came up with stuff like this. Just this one's, many a deer have survived until next season because of a man named Jack Daniels. The way he buys moonshine, we're in Nashville, Tennessee, so the way he buys moonshine and liquor for the trip up there, I believe it. I totally believe it. I sprayed a little Tattered Angels on here to get kind of a shimmery effect to it. It's actually really, really plain inside. I put some, I put baking soda in my coffee before I did it so that it would neutralize the acid. And then I just put squares of paper because they're just going to take pictures and put right over top of it anyway. Lots of room for them to write their stories. I couldn't really add lace to the edges, so I just took strips of the paper that I was using, the cutoffs, and then put them down the middle on the edge and put them on it to try to give the pages some interest. Another picture I just got off of the internet. Just turned it into a little pocket. More quotes. Some burlap behind this one. I started in the beginning, as I went through, I started figuring out stuff, but I really have never done a masculine journal, so this was new. Anyway, I put a little piece of the ribbon. He picked out this camo ribbon. Go figure. Anyway, so I stuck it behind there and tried to make it look like a hanging picture type of thing for them. Of course, racks. I made pockets out of each of these. This is the center of the signature. Made each one of these, if it's got a little pull out for room for a card and then writing on the back. This is actually burlap ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I was watching the November Dollar Tree Journal Challenge or something, and I saw somebody else take the burlap, and it has lace down the middle of it. Anyway, they snipped the lace off, so now they had lace and burlap. So anyway, I was like, oh my god, I can totally do that. And so I did it and then added his camo. And there's a little acorn. Please ignore, I've got ink on my hands. I just finished this up a few minutes ago. A little nameplate. Did a couple of them. This is just, that fishing tackle you can get from Walmart. Anyway, I use it sometimes to hang my tassels and stuff on. And this one, I just add a little ribbon to it. And like I said, it's super, super simple so that they can just go in and stick pictures, write their stories, their silly jokes, write little messages. I was thinking in the front, I left several of the pages blank so they can write messages on to the family, anybody that comes up there and visits to go camping. Cut out things from, he gets this hunting magazine. I'm not sure what it's called, but anyway, he gets this hunting magazine and it has different stuff like this. So I just cut some of the things out to stick in it. I had this randomly. I never thought I would use it, but it's like a little cabin, or what are those little lanterns? So anyway, it's a little lantern. Seemed to fit since they're camping. Big one, made a little pocket here, just another picture that was out of that magazine. Little paper ruffle, because we have to do what we do. And then through here, this is okay, I did put lace. This was what I was talking about. That lace actually comes off and it's really easy to clip off. So you get lace and burlap, which is pretty awesome. But and I'm definitely going to use that in my Christmas journals. But a girl does what she does. Anyway. This is it. Just a little card. You see a little tuck spot there. Another acorn, just a bigger one from here. I love those, Tim Holtz. Another thing that was in the magazine, the ones that got away. I figured there's plenty of those stories. If God wants to all be vegetarians, he would have made broccoli more fun to shoot. And I just made with leftover material, a little pocket here. I didn't put tags or anything in it because, let's face it, they're going to stick pictures in here or stories or whatever. They're not going to pull it out and journal on the back of cards and that kind of thing. So, I figured this was, keep it simple for him. I just did messy sewing around that. They bow hunt, so a little quote on bow hunting. Just added some of that trim to some paper, made a pocket. This is one of those prints that I did when I was doing my coffee dyeing, and I went out back. You all might remember it was like in my grimoire, and it was in a couple of others. I just get the leaves from the back, press them down on it, herbs, leaves, flowers, whatever. And because I don't, okay, I've seen videos, but honestly, I'm like nervous to do the whole eco dyeing. So that's my version, and it stays one color, and I'm fine with that. But that's one of them. Some leaves. Eco prints from Tailor Made Journals. She knows, I think almost every journal but one has that. Oh no, this isn't it. This was actually something else. I can't remember who it is. I'll link them below. And this is just a tag that was on some clothing, and I just made a little clip out of it with some burlap. I got these old potato sacks, and so no burlap. Another tag from some clothing. Hunting gear. I just made this a cut off of one of the pieces of paper. And some more leaves, another tag up at the top, another place for a picture, and that is it. Pretty simple, guys, but hopefully they like it. And he leaves out in the morning, so whew, I got in just under the wire. Anyway, till next time, you guys have a wonderful day.